Hey guys, it's a little late, but there was a little bit of a holiday haul. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome to the Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. So, Happy New Year. We are well into January. So today is going to be a heavy filming day because just as the holiday break went on, kiddos got bored, hubby's working, just chaos kind of ensued, and there was not going to be any time for me to really be filming anything. So I decided to wait until the kiddos went back to school and just do it all in one day. So this outfit's going to be making its appearance in a few videos. That's okay. We do what we can. Even though it is January, I did want to do a very small little haul kind of what I got for the holidays. There wasn't a lot, and but there is some fun, interesting, like bookish things that I did get that I wanted to share. And then there are like two things that aren't exactly bookish, but once you see them, you'll understand why I wanted to share them because they are kind of fun. So without, much more than that, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this first one wasn't exactly for the holidays. This was something I knew I was getting from my mother, but she decided to wrap it up for Christmas and send it in with everything. So when I opened it, I kind of knew that I was getting this. If you've watched my channel, you know I have a few dolls somewhere around here. I think they're up top now, but you've seen them kind of in the background. You know that I bring out my Dia de los Muertos doll during my Halloween kind of stream, Halloween videos that I do. This one is going to be making its appearance as well because my mom got me the Addams Family dolls. I love the Addams Family. I grew up watching the old black and white one when it would show late at night on Nickelodeon, and then the 90s movie with Angelica Houston and Raul Julia, and to me they are my Addams Family. Like Christina Ricci's my Wednesday, Angelica Houston is my Morticia like no other. I have no qualms or no issues with the new Wednesday series. I actually enjoy it. It's just, for me, that's my nostalgia, is the 90s version. So my mom got me this, so you have this lovely little box that they will be remaining in because this is just more collectors. And then if I slide them apart like so, here you have them both kind of in here, and you're getting the Olight, reflection on this from the plastic in this year. But like, as you can see, they're very pretty. There's like a little thing on the back that has like a little dialogue between the two of them. So you'll probably see these out on a shelf somewhere during the holidays. But yeah, so that was one of the things that I got. So next up was a surprise, and even though like I had told my mom, I was like, I don't have any space, like I'm not a huge doll collector. I was surprised when I got this, but it made sense because I grew up with the original movie, and I do have the book. Sadly, I'm not a fan of the sequel. Don't come at me for that. I'm just not a huge fan of the sequel, but I am a fan of this show or movie immensely. And yeah, so we're gonna give you a little bit of a preview and see if you can guess it from the back, because this box was just beautiful. And there's my little giveaway there, and that is the Hocus Pocus dolls. They came up with a line of all three dolls. So if I open, as it makes that wonderful sound, we have our wonderful 3 Sanderson sister dolls right here. And wow, that Olight is very bright today. But yep, so I have my Sanderson sister dolls that I'm loving so much, and I can understand now why I got it. So these will also probably be making their path. And the beautiful box is wonderful. And Binks, I love Binks. I love Binks so much. I actually had 2 hamsters I named Binks growing up. I couldn't have a cat, so there were some allergies in the family, but I ended up having my 2 hamsters, and they were Binks 1 and Binks 2. So that is it for like the non-bookish things. Although for the Hocus Pocus, eventually I would love to convert one of my rooms downstairs into a library, which may or may not happen this year. We're seeing how it goes. But if I am, I plan on using one of my shelves because I have this. I have, if you've watched my channel, you know that I have the Lego Hocus Pocus set build that I did. And so I want to put the dolls with the house. And then I do have the Hocus Pocus and all new sequel book bind up that they did. So having that all on a shelf displayed is going to be fantastic. So that is kind of my goal for those right there. So now we start with kind of our bookish merch, and I needed some stuff to, you know, wear on the channel. And so with that, we got a new shirt that says, I have no shelf control, because I really don't. I've had to get rid of some books because I ran out of space on my shelves recently. Hopefully that won't be an issue if we can get that new library up and running. But yes, so I loved that as well. And then for all my Zodiac Academy friends and fans, we are now part of Professor Orion's book club. And I couldn't be happy because Orion is one of my favorite characters in the book series. And while Ruthless Fae of the Zodiac is still my more preferred out of the series, I haven't fully finished Zodiac. It's on my list, but I did like Orion, his character in there, and then seeing the transition of him and how he's changed into Zodiac Academy. I still like him, so love the shirt. We'll probably be wearing that in a few videos, especially if I do one on the rest of the Zodiac Academy. So next up, one of my kids got me a bookmark for Christmas, and it's a little magnetic one, and it says Mom on one side, and then if you turn it over, it says You're Fantastic, and it's one of the, if I can open it, like one of the magnetic ones. So I thought that was really cute. And then the other one came from my mom, and it's this little Wizard of Oz Dorothy Red Slippers bookmark that it's funny because, let me see if I can get it in a book. Like, it doesn't work the greatest as a bookmark, but it's cute because it's so short that it can fall out pretty easily. But like, you could do it on the top here, or like if you wanted to on the bottom like that. And I just got like a kick out of that. I thought that was funny. So I got some bookmarks, which we always need a good bookmark. So now it's time for the books. So half of these were actual gifts that I got from family members. And then the rest of them was I had to go out to run some errands, and I happened to be in the vicinity of a discount store that I go to, and they had some books there as well. So I'm just going to kind of lump them all together since I did get these around the holidays and before the new year started. So we're just going to count them all together. So the first one, I think this was a gift from the hubby, and that is Haunting Beauty. This is, I saw this on Amazon a few times and it's just kind of stayed on there. So he picked it up for me. And basically it says, with a name like Tor, I should have been a hero, just like my father and twin. Turns out I'm not even close. Instead, I'm the very thing we hunted, a depraved monster. I thought there was no escaping the curse, no hope for a future. And then I met my mate in the unlikeliest of places, Blackwood Asylum, a place for criminals, power-hungry madmen, supernatural outcasts, and her, the curvaceous writer who sees ghosts. I'm not the only one with a need to claim her, though, and I don't know which of us she'll choose, the dragon, the pirate, the lost soul, or me, the beast. Dahlia was my reason for holding on to the last shreds of my humanity. But every passing day I lose more of myself, and I'm starting to think that's for the best. With threats closing in from all sides and a serial killer on the loose, maybe fate brought us together because she doesn't need a hero. Maybe what my beauty really needs is a villain. So like, it feels like a Beauty and the Beast dark romance retelling with, I don't know if it's going to be a reverse harem, but set in an asylum. I'm like, this was just very interesting to me. And I did really kind of love this cover. So I was really happy when I got that. Next, I'm pretty sure my husband helped out my littlest on this one because he picked out a book for mommy, and that is The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. And I read the cheat sheet by Sarah Adams, and I really, really loved it. She had like this kind of light spice, closed door spice, um, romance comedy, and I really loved the football players in that one and how they kind of grouped together to plan the romance, as it were. So this is basically a story about a guy and a girl who they have a romantic past together, and she apparently dumped him, and it's years forward, and now she has been assigned as his new agent, and of course vengeance is going to be his, or is it, because romance is obviously going to happen. So I'm curious to see what it does, because like I said, I loved the cheat sheet, so I was happy that I got that one. So the next two were from the hubby as well. The first one is the sequel, and that is The Fate of Magic. This is the sequel to Night of the Witch, which I had been planning on getting, so he beat me to the punch on that one, so yay, go him. So this, like I said, it's the sequel of Night of the Witch, where you have witch hunters and witches are kind of on the run, and there's a kind of a join up enemies to lovers type of thing between a witch and a witch hunter. And it did leave off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I'm curious to see where it's going to continue at. I don't want to give too much away, but I did enjoy this one, so I'm happy to have the sequel. And then this one was a surprise, because usually like he asks me for like a list of things, and he'll pick stuff off the list that that I pick out, because he wants me to have stuff that I like, so I appreciate that. But this one was not on my list, but I'll take it, because this is Keanu Reeves and China Mayville, I believe, The Book of Elsewhere. So yes, this is co-written by Keanu, who I've loved since I was a kid. I have had a major crush on that man since I was a child. I just, adore him. And if you're wondering, my favorite Keanu movies is Much Ado About Nothing, which has an amazing all-star cast. Highly recommend it. Shakespeare, wonderfully done. He plays the villain. No surprise on it. He is the villain, and he does it well. And then my other favorite Keanu movie is Constantine. And I know a lot of people hate on that one. I love it, and I love it even more when there was like an interview. You can search this. There was an interview, and Keanu said that one of his favorite roles was Constantine, and there is rumors that they're going to try to make a sequel, and I am living for it. But anyway, this, I believe, is the storybook. This is the actual novel that is inspired. Let me see if I have it. Yes, because we got it. By this graphic novel series that also was co-created by Keanu Reeves. My mother-in-law got this for my husband, and I kind of stole it. And it's very graphic. Like, I'm not usually into graphic novels because of I don't really like the artwork style and things, but the story on it was really good. So I did really like that. So I'm happy that they are creating a novel kind of out of this world and series. But basically, for those of you who don't know, it says, there have always been whispers, legends. The warrior who cannot be killed, who's seen 1,000 civilizations rise and fall. He has many names. Unute, I might have pronounced that wrong. Child of Lightning, Death himself. These days, he's simply known as B. And he wants to be able to die. In the present day, a U.S. Black Ops group has promised him that they can help with that, and all he needs to do is help them in return. But when an all-too-mortal soldier comes back to life, the impossible event ultimately points towards a force even more mysterious than B himself. One at least as strong, and one with a plan all its own. So I am really excited to read the story, because like I said, the storyline in this was really good, because you did have this kind of immortal warrior who seems to be having this kind of romance with one of the scientists. And what I really loved is in this, they had different versions of what they wanted the cover to be, so you can see them, and some of them really look like Keanu Reeves, and it's awesome. So like I said, I'm a huge fan, so happy that I got this. So next up, like I said, I did end up going to a discount bookstore and I got a few books. I think only one of them is like book one in the series. The rest of them are like sequels and things to series that I haven't started, but when you see them for the prices that they're at, and you know it's a series you want to read, you kind of got to go with it. So the first one was a guilty buy, and obviously based on what we just showed, can you blame me? Ended up picking up What Would Keanu Do? This was like $2.99. I had to have it because it's all quotes and stories from Keanu, like in his movies. There is no spoon. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. So like I just love that it's little quotes from characters that he did, and then there are different like kind of anecdotes and stories and things taken from movies or interviews that he's given. So I liked it. It was my guilty pleasure buy. I love it. Maybe eventually I'll have like some Keanu shelf because I'll collect like the whole series and then put this on there. But yeah. So next up, I ended up getting Back in a Spell by Lana Harper. This one I ended up getting for only $3.99. I haven't read the first one in this. I think that one was Payback is a Witch. I wanted to, I just haven't gotten to it. But this one basically, even though she won't deny her love for pretty and pricey things, Nineveh Blackmore is almost painfully down to earth and sensible by Blackmore standards. But after a year of nursing a broken heart inflicted by the fiance who all but ditched her at the altar, the powerful witch is sick of feeling low and ready to try something drastically different, a dating app. So at her best friend's urging, Nina goes on a date with Morty Gutierrez, the non-binary offbeat soul of spontaneity and co-owner of the Shamrock Cauldron. She doesn't have high hopes for the online date, and it goes about as well as she expected, awkward and terrible. To make matters worse, once Morty discovers Nina's last name, he's far from a fan. It turns out that the Blackmores have been bullishly trying to buy the Shamrock out from under Morty and his family. So it seems like it's going to be like an enemies to kind of lovers type thing, and maybe the annoyance turns into appreciation and love. But it looked good. This one and the first book in the series kind of looked good. I think they're each standalone romances just in the same town. So I did go ahead and pick that one up. So next up, I ended up getting the 10th anniversary special edition of The Bone Season. I ended up getting this one for $4.99, which I thought was a good price because this had been on my radar for a while. It doesn't really have any sprayed edges or anything. It's pretty basic, but like I said, for $4.99 when this thing is normally how much? $31. I'm like, can't beat that. And like I said, I had been wanting to read this. I had heard good things about it. So I wanted to read it. And basically it says the year is 2059. For 2 centuries, the Republic of Siam had led an impressive campaign against a nationalist in Europe. In London, Paige Mahoney holds a high rank in the criminal underworld. The right hand of the ruthless white binder, Paige is a dreamwalker, a rare and formidable kind of clairvoyant. Under Siam law, she commits treason by simply breathing. When Paige is arrested for murder, she meets the mysterious founders of Scion who have designs on her uncommon abilities. If she is to survive and escape, Paige must use every skill in her disposal and put her trust in someone who ought to be her enemy. So could have enemies to lovers in it. But like I said, I heard really good things about it. So for the price, I was like, I have to take a chance on this. So next up is a series that I have had my eye on for a while. And this is, I think, book 2 in the series, and that is Blade Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I do have the first few books in the Red Queen series because I wanted to read that too. I've heard good things about it, but I remember seeing these books and I just really like something about the cover. I just love it. And so when I saw this one for $2.99, even though I haven't read the first one yet, I was like, I'm probably gonna like it, so let's just go ahead and get the next one for $2.99. I mean, you can't really get too mad about that price. And it does have like, really cool colored map on it, and the cover is just kind of, there's nothing on the cover. And I'm not going to read the synopsis for it, but it is a fantasy. I believe the female is the main character, or a strong female main character heroine. Don't know much about the series. Don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want it to have any clues onto the first book. But yeah, so I did go ahead and pick up book 2 in that series. And the last book that I got is one to add to my collection by this author. I became a fan of this author I can't speak, a while ago, and I read some of his series when I was kind of reading like all the Da Vinci Code books and just kind of those like historical adventure codes, you know, treasure hunt type books, and this series has that. This is, I think it is it's not the Robert Langdon series. What series? I think this is the Cotton Malone series for this author, and that is Steve Barry and the Last Kingdom. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the Cotton Malone series, who he basically just writes an assortment of stories about this guy who used to be an agent, and he retires and he opens up like a bookshop, and he just keeps getting pulled into these kind of adventure, treasure hunting, history solving things. And I've started a collection of like anytime I go to like a discount store and I find one in the series, I pick it up. I don't have the first books. I'm still waiting until I get a few of those, and then I'm probably going to do just a huge Steve Barry like read because I do like it. I've read a few of his books before, and it's very much action-packed, adventure, like I said, treasure hunting. Every chapter seems to end on one of those cliffhangers that like just makes you want to read the next chapter, so you just can't put them down. So I'm very excited to add this one to the collection. And like I said, this one was $4.99. I think like I got all of the books for like $20. So you can't beat that, especially when like 3 of them were hardcover. I'm like, you can't turn that down. So yeah, that is basically it. I did get like a few gift cards and things, but I'm holding off on that until like some of the stores that they're for like have some really good sales, because I did get a lot of books in the last few hauls that I just haven't touched yet. There's a whole bunch over in like, I have this big T.B.R. bookshelf with has like everything on it is nothing that I've read. I have these right here. I have the shelves over here. Like all of them are books that I have not read. So there is a lot to read. So I'm trying to just pace myself with the purchasing and, you know, stick to books that I need for series completions or readathon prompts that I had done. Like there's a few that I need to get for Reddit. So like things like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to share these with you because I thought they were fun. And then like obviously some of the books, if you have read them, let me know your thoughts. But I hope your holidays went well. I hope that you're staying warm. I know there's a lot of here in the US big snowstorms and cold weather moving in for a lot of states. So stay safe, stay warm, and I hope everything goes well for you guys. But other than that, hope you had wonderful holidays, and I wish you the brightest and best of a brand new year, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.